I want to share something about astrologically what's happening tomorrow. Uh, it's called a void of course moon, and I wrote a post that published this morning about it. So I was supposed to launch a workshop for my business, which has nothing to do with this Substack, on Monday because numerologically it's an 8-day for me. It the moon is in Libra, like astrologically it's a great day for me to launch. But then I noticed that the moon is void of course for 10 hours tomorrow, and so I decided to move it to Thursday. Thursday will be the free workshop, and then Friday will be the paid workshop. And I want to share that with you because you guys need to know about that. It may be something that you can experiment with. So, a void of course moon it happens when the moon makes its last connection or its last conversation with another planet before leaving the sign that it's currently in. It takes the moon about 2.5 days to move through a sign. So, void of course moons happen regularly, a few times a week, but they're usually only a few minutes long. And the reason that matters is because astrologers say that a void of course moon is a time that if you start a project during a void of course moon, it's not going to stick. A void of course moon is a time when you want to do things that don't stick. For example, if you need to have a biopsy or something troublesome that you would want to just not turn into anything, that's a time to do it. For example, when I had a letter from the IRS a few years ago, I used the void of course moon to mail out my amended return with my amended check to make sure that nothing came of it. That the IRS was like, okay, that's cool, we're done. So it doesn't mean that we can't always control when we schedule things. The world is the world, and the world demands its own timing. But if you can control, for example, like launching a workshop or setting a doctor appointment or something like that, then I would definitely use it because, what's the worst that can happen, right? Like if you can use astrological timing to help people along, then why not? And the sort of logic behind that is that the moon is the mother. The moon reflects the sun. The moon is what actually creates the projects. She is the facilitator, right? So if your natal chart is your natal promise, it's what you came here to do. You have transits. You have planets that are making aspects to one another in your chart, but the moon is what actually activates those potentials. And so when there's a lunar transit, that's when things become activated and when things become more possible. So if you think about it like that, the moon is the mother, the thing that births your projects. So when the moon is taking a break because she's void of course and she's not talking to anyone and she's going in for self-care, and that's some time to maybe also do that. So some things that you can do during a void of course moon are preparing, planning, taking it easy, self-care, doing things that you don't want to stick, maybe telling somebody a tough feedback session that you don't want to make into a big deal, just things like that. So think about that tomorrow, because tomorrow the void of course moon is happening for 10 hours. For me in the central time zone, it starts around 7 in the morning, goes to about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's kind of a big deal. Take a look at, I'm going to paste on the comments here the calendar so you can go look up like where it's happening in your area, and for you to just keep track of void of course moons in general. And like I said, they're normally only like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 10 minutes. But in cases like these, when it's, on a Monday and it's 10 hours, you might want to kind of think twice. All right. So that was all. I also want to do a shout out to a dear friend of mine who his dad's not doing well. So I want to send a prayer, and I'm going to sit here and meditate for a bit at the beach. Love you all. Hope this was helpful.